the security level of they can only view the chat history. So this is not going out of that organization, and we have powered it in the free source application. Yeah, when I say free source, this application built on top of all the free source available out there, which now you can also build this application. Let's say I will show you the tech stack that I have used, that is back in the slides. I'll show you probably. If at all we reach that, we'll show you. And we have continuous conversation. This is nothing but where I have been asking for one order. Now I want to ask another order, but the same level of detail, right? Let's say I have asked what is the order value, how many lines are there, what are the products that this customer ordered, right? What are the bill that I paid, like what is the list price that I give to the customer. So when I say list price, there's a certain period where we'll be giving some sort of discount to the specific users. Let's say I have a federal customer of US. They have been partnered with us for more than 15 years, right? When I sell a particular product to $1,000 to someone, but I will be selling the same product to the federal customer for $18 or $800 or $900. This will be applicable on demand, on call with the customer, because they will be negotiating with the sales manager or salesperson who was selling the product to them. This has to happen within the fraction of a second. But how they are handling currently, they will be creating ticket that goes to some other IT person who has to handle this request and then do the changes in the application. But here, I have made as a single command. So they want to sell this product to the some discount level, or let's say I want to give 10%. I want to change this price from 1,000 to 100. I want to change this price from 1,000 to 1,200 to another customer. That can be done in the chat application itself. So they have this flexibility of chatting with the application. So let's say these level of information is not there in the ChatGPT application. Let's say they have made that possible, but we used those features, adopting all these business problems into one application, which could benefit their business to improve their operations. That is what the idea of this application that we have built. All right. So, okay, this application, in the long time period, we should always have to have some level of security system, which we have to keep on upgrading the application. So when I designed this application, what I have done is like I thought through the process what might happen in the later period. Let's say I have 100 SOP documents, which is all standard procedures. But tomorrow, when I'm not in the office or when I'm not in the organization, but they may expand their business into some other landscape as well. But that time they will be creating another SOP or another standard procedures. All these things can happen. How they can handle when I'm not there, right? You have to always design a system that should work even if you are not there. That is the key of building an architectural design, right? So that is where I thought of creating an admin panel where they could add all the new documents, or they could update the new documents, or remove, or delete the document that they have already trained. So when I say trained, right? So we have not touched the foundation model's capability, but we built another database which holds all the data of the SOP into vectors. I hope you all know what is vectors. Vector is nothing but number representation of text. Probably I'll show you this as an example, right? I hope my screen is visible. All right. Yeah. So this is one of the side is help you to understand what is generative AI and why the transform is important for generative AI future models, right? And this foundation model, how it's been trained as a big foundation model that helps a lot of users, right? So here, if you see this one word, it's being tokenized into different chunks, which is nothing but words of what could happen in the sequence of given words. These are called tokens. So how is token? How do you know this is token? So this is another website where you can see. If you see, this is vector representation of this tokens. If you see, I am start here, right? This and this are the same numbers. Okay, if you see this 2000260 is highlighted here, and this is also highlighted here. This is basically a number representation of what is being given as a text input here. This is what happens within the model when you ask a question about hi, how are you, and what is that. This will be converted into numbers. Model will understand what you are asking and try to generate another number, which again encoded into the text that is being represented into a mapped back to the natural language. That is what happened within the model. So this entire text costs 16 tokens. So how does token being calculated based on the chunk is based on the how many chunk is being divided into the entire sentence that you have given. Even space considered as a one token in certain cases. All right, I'll go back to this site again. All right, this is a meaningful representation of how the vector is being trained. Right, let's say this work word can be related to different sentences. Right, this could mean something different with another sentence, but this could mean something different with another sentence. This we have to train to AI, which will again think of what you are asking and what it should answer. So basically, what comes next is the it's called AI. So what you ask is because what you get. That is what AI is. You want to intend to ask about the computer science, you have to narrate it in a way to that AI should only tell about computer science, not about other things, right? So it is not about what you get from the AI, it is about what you ask the AI. All right. If you see this one word can be parameterized with different paired words. This could go to worker when like a number of possibilities, right? That is what happens within the model. That is why we want computational power. Right. So vectors are calculated and predicted based on what comes next. So work has work and work with all these things are predicted when you ask about work, right? So zero is more likely to the next word. One will be the most of the not like word. Let's say if you get one that's supposed not to be the word that will be picked by AI. But if you increase the temperature of AI, that will try to be creative of picking the words, possible words, make the sentence creation will be very creative. That is how this zeros and one works as a temperature here. All right. So if you see this no word related to what has been asked and what has been going to give us a AI output, right? So if you go with this no, this could be interest or this could be I don't have. Whatever comes after this keyword is basically what you asked in the previous question or what you have given in the entire chunk of sentence. So when you chat with the AI, it is not about talking to AI. It is about what is before, what is after. So you ask, "How are you?" You obviously know what is going to come next because that is how we have been trained, right? That is how the people have been talking to each other. When you ask, "How are you?" You're not going to ask about what did you eat, right? Because that is not a humanly possible answer or response. But that could happen when the case like it is a game or something like that. But in that case also you have to tell that is a game before you ask about how are you, right? Yeah, that is how this works. Basically you are not talking, you are guiding the model to in a way that it gets the relevant answer for what you intend to get. All right, this is all same things and why this interest is placed. I'll share this link with SARS and they will be share it with you as well. I'll share this link in the across of email. Yeah, this will be useful. You go through this link. I think probably I'll go back to Slay again. Yeah. All right. So now we know where we stand, right? So we have been in the application problem statement and what we have done to the application and what made user possible to think that this is a, this is known as the best application that they get to improve their business operations, right? All right. So did I miss anything? Let me see. Yeah. This real-time Oracle data retrieval. All right. So in this world scenario, if you ask about what is today's state to AI, it's probably tell because that is hard coded into AI prompt. But if you ask about today's news, which AI will not be able to tell you because it was not has access to search earlier, but it is not now that, but with the paid version. What we have done here, we use the same technology, same feature to connect to databases, where this will get okay, I got some question here. Can okay, tokenizer eventually handle and retrieve the both structure and structure data of the vector? Yes, it can. So okay, this XOP documents are there, right? I'll finish what Bhagavan asked, right? So this SOP documents that I have trained into databases, vector databases. What I have basically done, I took a chunk of data and turned into zeros and ones, which is vector representation, and stored into a database where this can hold head to head. So ABCD is equal to 1 to 3. That is where how I stored the data into a database. When user ask a question about ABC, which I will be retrieving it before I go to AI, which I use this ABC from question from user. I vectorize using embedding model. So OpenAI does not have only one model, which is text model. They have different models to convert different things. Like they have embedding model, which we'll be using to convert from text to vectorize. That will give me the result of ABC's vector, and then I will be using that vectorized model to find the correlation between what I have already stored in the vector database. Now I have this 1 to 3 number, and I have stored 1 to 3 as well, but it will not be only 1 to 3. So this will have a series of 1 to 3 from different documents. Now because I have entire database as a one store, right? So now I have to pick top 10 or top 20, or how many requests that you want to handle, how many insight that you have to give to AI to get the answers, right? So I will be extracting the as much information I want. I'll be adding it to the prompt along with the user question. Now we have retrieved the information, we have the user question, we put together as a prompt. This is user question. This is my data from the local storage. This is enterprise data. Can you handle this question from user with the information from the vector database? That is my prompt. Now I give it to AI. AI act as a reader of this prompt from top to end, and it will be able to fetch the user question, fetch the answer that related to that question. It will be able to answer. In this way, user gets the answer. Now you feed the data into AI. This way, there is a no transparency of what happens between, like there will be direct question and answer for the user, but in between you will be fetching the information from the database. Yes, it is possible to retrieve the tokenizer value from the database using vectorized version of what you asked. Did I answer your question, Bhagwant, or do you have any clarity needed? All right, my pleasure. All right, so where we were. So yeah, we were at this real-time database fetching, right? So this model like OpenAI, they have introduced one feature called function calling. What is function calling? It's nothing but where you have a certain scenario. Let's say I want to know the weather of Kochi today, which will not be answered by ChatGPT. Right? So you have AI model. If you ask about weather, you have to tell about the weather. This is a tool, okay? That you say you basically telling AI that I have a tool which will help you to retrieve the weather information. When user asks about the Kochi weather, it will try to utilize the tool which will tell you saying I want to use this tool because user want to know about the weather. So this will send an empty response with the functional calling of which city they want to ask about the weather. So you will get the necessary information from the AI from the user question. From there, you will be able to fetch the information through an API or through a calculated function of how you want to calculate the weather, and feed it back to AI with the unique ID created for that tool call. Okay, so this information is fed into AI again, and that using that information you fed into AI will be able to answer user question directly. This way, we are solving the real-time problem of real-time storage capability of the model. So this is where they introduced this function calling, right? So this is one of the example. You can have multiple examples of what is train availability now. You can make an API call to Indian railway system and check the what are the available trains. There might be multiple business cases, multiple real-time cases that you can answer, that you can relate to. This is one of the key features that we have added to retrieve the order status, order details, or let's say customer details. Where this happens, right? So we have business across global. When customer wants to know like why my subscription is not working, right? So when they have a walkie-talkie in their hand that is not working because that's supposed to work, they are trying to contact someone, it is not working. What they will do, they will call the customer care team. They'll be asking why my walkie-talkie is not working. That point of time, customer care has to handle the consumer who is being using the product. Instead of they come to IT, like customer care come to IT for the solution, they could directly check in the chat that I built. What they can ask, hey, so and so customer is reporting this issue. Can you check why this is not happening? So what my system will do, whatever that I have to do in manually way, that will take the sequence of steps that will be performing on behalf of me, right? It will retrieve the information from different system saying this, hey, this license is inactive because the customer did not pay. He's supposed to pay by one, but it's already 5th of the month. You should have paid the month of the bill 5 days before. That will directly tell the answer. Using the CMSO team or customer care team, they can directly tell the customer instead of hanging up the phone or instead of waiting for the IT. This will save lot of money, lot of manpower, lot of customer satisfaction as well, right? They get the answer right in the call, right on the call. When you get the answer, you get satisfied of what went wrong, why went wrong, how can I fix it, right? When they know that they have to pay, they will go pay. Then next time it will be activated in 1 hour or 2 hours. That is how we solve this problem. Right. Okay, I'll just to next slide. This is again key features and benefits. Okay. So as far as the benefits, if you see, I have quoted here as 2.5 million savings. Okay. So why I'm saying this? Okay. Let's take a example of this customer care team, right? So customer care team works 8 hours per day. 1 hour US dollars price is $50 per 1 hour person, one person. So using this application, they were able to reduce 4 hours of work, which is nothing but 20 calls per one person a day across globe, right? I'm talking about only 20 calls, but there might be many more calls. I'm just approximately taking minimum number of calls that they're getting 20 calls. 4 hours for this user reduced their time, which is cost $50 per hour, which is nothing but around 200 220K for 1 month. Let's take this for entire year. We are about to save 2.5 million dollars for US client. That is what we have achieved. That is why this is recognized as one of the biggest application that we have built ever in this AI era for enterprise application, right? Yeah. So this not only application which helps business. We have IT team as well. They have been supporting or background. They are working building the application. They are even doing analysis as well. Like we will have a large system. We will have a large order coming across from all the globe, all the region, all the countries, right? So we have to debug a lot. Like we need to see what went wrong, what is not there, why it's not working. This is not an easy task. When I have a log of program, let's say when I say program, it is nothing but a scheduled process that will take a series of record, let's say 1,000 or 1 billion records per 1 hour to process, right? So that will have a 90K success record but 10K failures. Now I want to know what are the 10K failures, but let's take a small example. I'll have 100 of failures. Now I want to know why is this 100 failed. When as a user or when as a manual person, like I have to go through all the logs of that program. to understand where's the underlines of program is lying. This is my pain point where I have been working in support system as a fresher, right? I have seen this, I have been there. Now I want to reduce it. When fresher comes or when you people come to the office, you should not feel that I have been doing this manual work of copy paste work. That is where this application helps. You come to my application, upload that log, that you ask the AI on my application to fetch all the relevant informations about errors that occurs. What are the error? Why it is happening? What are the information that you want from the error? Do you want the line ID? Do you want the row ID? Why this error happened? What can I do to reduce this error? These kind of question can be asked this application. That will directly help you instead of you go through all the process or you go to senior to ask what they can help you to fix it, right? This is your literally another senior sitting in front of you that you can talk to. This is called self-help. Yeah. Okay. So now we have been talking about all these things. How this will help to director level or CTO level or CEO level people. They will have to know. They will not be seeing all this transaction level data. They will be seeing only the whole history of this entire financial year growth, whole history of this quarter revenue. All these things they will be interested to see. So we have introduced this application as a whole package. They will be able to retrieve the key information knowledge, which I said earlier as a KPI, key business indicator, right? That is integrated here as well. So when CTO or CEO of this company go ahead and ask about this, what this offer I've introduced last month, what has happened, what is the change that I have seen, what is the response that I get from the customer. They want to see this, right? So here we have introduced that application. They will be able to fetch the information from for each offer, for each month, for each year, or if they want to know about the quarter, they will be able to get it from here. Everything is live. Everything is from production data itself. Yeah. All right. This is all that we have done for this application. I'll go to next part. I think this is will be an interesting part of you guys. Like, have you guys heard of Azure? Anyone? You can chat in the system. I mean, like, yeah, that would be easy for you. I think you guys are not unmuting yourself. Maybe being in the group. What are the icons that you see here is familiar to you all? Azure, ChatGPT, I think yes, that one. Do you guys heard about Fast API? Oracle Cloud, that is enterprise application, that's another case. All right, so I'll go with this text talk. I'll explain why and where I have used this. So we have used Azure for OpenAI offering. So OpenAI has their model hosted in Azure for enterprise users. When I say enterprise, it is for all the IT landscapes. They could use this model as a private or data protected service within their environment without data leaking to public safety or publicly available for others, right? So whatever data that you're using, it will be within your organization. Whatever the transaction that you're doing with the OpenAI will be within your organization. That is where this Azure comes into place. They have multiple offerings. OpenAI is one of their product as well. Okay. So we have used Azure OpenAI. That is for that to power the application with AI. Okay, we have AWS that will come to later, and we have Postgres, this elephant logo. This is nothing but a Postgres database. Why Postgres? Because we have. So when I built this one, there was no available vector storage in the Oracle database. Oracle has introduced vector now, but earlier when I built this one a year back, there is no availability of storing the vector in the Oracle database. Now that is why I have to use PG vector, which is nothing but Postgres database vector holding. So whatever I convert from text to zeros and ones, I'll be holding it in the database for the future RAG applications. So whatever user communication chat history is all stored in that database, and user level sessions and user level permissions, what user can see, all these things are happening through that Postgres itself. All right. So I think you were talking about hallucinations. All right. So when user wants to ask about one particular question, because why I'm saying this, they will not switch topic from one to another, because they will have the real time problem. That is when they come to this application. This is not where they are using for time pass. Like we will use ChatGPT to get one answer. When once we get, we ask another question in the same chat. But in when it comes to organization level, they will not be coming to this application at all, because it is their work hours. They have to spend this time to get their solution out of it, or get their problem solved. They will not be chatting with this application to time pass. So they will not even if they have to switch the context, right? What my AI will do, they will we have a prompt injected, where if it is jumping the one topic to another, it will directly say that it is out of topic, or it is out of capability to answer the question. So it will force user to create another session, or force user to log out of the session that is already enabled. Let's say you ask one question, after half an hour you ask another question, that will be another session. So I will not be answering from the same session. So I forcefully delete that session which is being created 30 minutes back. Right? I think I answered your question. Do you have any clarity, Aditya? Or I'll wait for you. Yeah, I'll go with this text talk. So where we were in the Postgres, right? So Postgres is open source and it is free to use, and it is easy to manage, and it is one of the powerful database after open this Oracle database, right? So this you would have seen people using for multiple projects in real-time scenario in the small scale companies. All right. So next one is Fast API. Fast API is nothing but here works as a middleware. When I say middleware, it is jumper between user and what we have built backend. Let's say connector. Okay. We have a different system. One is Oracle on-prem, which is database, and Oracle Cloud, which is entirely different from what has been there for so long decades, right? That has different connectivities. So all the cloud system has REST APIs now. Every transaction goes through one single request, and then you get the result out of it. And what all the on-prem application, you have to build SQL. You have to write a query to fetch the information, to connect to the database, retrieve the information based on what user asked, map the user query into, change the query into database language, or user's query into database language, and retrieve the information, send it back to the data to user. To manage all the task, to manage the concurrency of how many hits that we get from users, right? That is the only option to build an REST API, which interacts between front end and back end. So we have Fast API, which is free framework of Python. So Python has been heavily used here. 80% of applications built on top of Python only. All the REST APIs, all the connectivity between database and data handling, security layers, and then connecting to AI. AI is fully powered with Python. So I would say 80% Python, 20% React. Now we know the middleware, and we have ServiceNow here. ServiceNow is nothing but a ticketing tool where user create a ticket, get the result issues resolved, and it is for tracking purpose of what is being there as the issue and what is being fixed by the IT. This will help us to have the history of issues that we have solved. So why we have this? Because yeah, why we have this here? Because when user does not have the right information from the AI, we should have some feedback mechanism where they can report their issues. So we have not even only giving answers; we have been taking feedback as well. When user does not satisfy with the answer, they can directly submit a ticket in asking AI to submit a ticket to IT department. They will be able to look into this and then solve the issue. So this will again create a ticket because of you. You no need to create ticket manually, right? That is where this service now comes in, and Oracle database that I already talked. Yeah, now this comes to this Next.js pattern. This is newly adapted framework of React, right? So Next.js is a large company. They are building free framework on top of React frameworks. And I have used this because it looks very awesome. And then I have free components of choices that I could use to literally bring the idea to life. Okay. So these are the tech stack that I have used, and AWS is one of the platform that I have as a cloud deployment area. We have all the GCPs like Google platform. We have Azure platform, and we have AWS as well. We have all three major clouds in the company. But I used AWS because it is cheap and it is very cost effective when you design the system, right? So this is actually a remote system where I have hosted this middleware and then this front end application, and then it will be delivered as a application across all the globe through the network portal within that organization. This is the tech stack. Do you have any doubts on the tech stack? I think, am I going beyond the time? If yes, and then please let me know. All right, so this one is like nothing but a timeline, how we plan, how we achieve the targets, how we design a system, how long we take to develop the system. Here, since I was the only one who were end-to-end process, I started this as a requirement gathering, which I have not gone to business because I know what their problem is, because I've been here for 5 years and they know me. I know them. They have been reporting multiple issues. I have a repository of what I have done. So I used those contextual knowledge to build the application by myself, and then I was in development phase of from April itself. I have developed, and then we started alpha testing within our team by June, and we have released it to beta users of a few specific users from across the region to July, and we gone live by August 2024 successfully. Yeah, this is just to give how the IT works as a the project management, or how they plan their production deployment. Since it is only me, I have planned within 4 months. But if it is a whole team, they will plan as a trial of a roadmap. Will have overlap of one phase to another phase, right? This is all just me, and then it was just 3 months of period I was able to build all these things. This was not a costed project. I was able to do out of my interest only, and this was delivered as one of the key service improvement from TCS to Motorola. As in other words, it was free. Yeah. Right. So yeah, this is architecture that I have used. If you see here, when you talk about AI, right? AI is nothing but it's a REST API again, but there has to be some framework that has to work in a way of you to handle or talk to AI with a structured input that they have been built. If you see OpenAI, they have structured way of interacting with AI. When you send user data, it has to be specifically labeled as user. When you send a prompt, that specifically has to labeled as a system prompt. When you get a AI response, right? When you have to send a response as a AI response to history to the OpenAI, that has to be labeled as AI content. Then only that will recognize as it was said by AI instead of you saying that it was built by user as well, right? That is where you have to have a framework. Here I have used LangChain framework, which is again a Python free framework where they have emerged this AI boom with along with the OpenAI. They have built all other model as well. If you see here, when user ask about any question, first it creates a conversation history. If there is a new history, it will create. Otherwise, it will use the same history, and it goes to OpenAI model and try to answer the question. If in case it want to use any tool, which is nothing but a database vector, create service now ticket, retrieve information from Oracle. I'm talking about down below tools and cloud connect to cloud. These are called function calling tools that I have built, right? So if you want to use it, will say that I want to use tool. If yes, I will use this tool, retrieve the information, send it back to AI again, and then get it answered to user. Get the answer from AI, send the response to users. This is a whole architecture of how this is being handled. Yeah, to retrieve, we have used this RAG method. RAG is nothing but a retrieval augmented generation. This is one of the famous method being introduced after this LLM have been boomed, right? So that is where this real time data fed and come in, and we have used that. We have adopted it from a few research paper, and then I've gone through what I have done, and that is where I came up with this vector database idea. Right. I'll go to next slide. This is a few links that I have as a knowledge document where I have seen as papers that released related to function calling and then drag. These are the papers that helped me to design the system. I'll share this with your professors, and then they will share it with you as well. All right. Yeah. So this is time for question and answer. I think I have done with my presentation so far. This is yeah the longest session I have ever had in this year. Yeah, thank you. So let's move on to the question and answer session. Any questions? Anything?
On behalf of the Department of Computer Science at Badmara College, Sirkakara, it is my absolute pleasure and privilege to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to you all. We commence our national webinar series. This initiative marks an exciting chapter for our department, fostering knowledge sharing and thought leadership through sections led by esteemed experts from the diverse domains of technology. Today, we are privileged to have with us our principal, Dr. Lizzie Kachapalli, our placement officer, Dr. Sharavanan Sir, our head of the department, Dr. John T. Abraham, and our esteemed faculty members. I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to all of you. We commence this webinar series. We are truly honored to have Mr. Karthi S. as the distinguished speaker for this inaugural section. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our placement officer, Dr. Sharavanan Sir, for arranging this insightful section and introducing us to such an accomplished professional. It is truly heartwarming to note that Mr. Karthi is one of his former students, making this section a celebration of the enduring and inspiring bond between a teacher and a student. So, next I invite Dr. Sharavanan Sir, placement officer of our Bharat Mata College, for an inaugural address. Welcome, sir.
Hope I am audible to you all.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, dear team Computer Science. I'm very happy to inaugurate this event. Probably one of the best and happy moments that I can have in my life is like one of my students working in TCS as IT analyst, Mr. Karthik, beginning the international webinar series. So I'm happy to welcome Mr. Karthik and the entire team of Computer Science, and excited to inaugurate this event as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Let us go through our resource person. Mr. Karthi S. He is a highly accomplished information technology analyst at Tata Consultancy Services Malaysia, where he supports Motorola Solutions as a valued client. With over 5 years of extensive experience, he has made remarkable contributions to the field of Oracle ERP, Oracle Cloud Solutions, automation, and AI innovation. Mr. Karthi worked in optimizing workflows, streamlining operations, and creating customized dashboards has provided critical data insights that support better decision making. His dedication to learning is evident from completing over 159 internal courses and earning certification as an Oracle expert. What truly makes him stand out is his ability to lead diverse teams, solve complex problems, and deliver impactful solutions. His achievements have earned him recognition, including accolades in TCS Ideathons and business level celebrations. As we begin this inspiring section, I am confident that Mr. Karthi will share valuable insights and practical knowledge that will encourage us to think creatively and innovate boldly. We look forward to an engaging and insightful section on AI in e-commerce, recent trends and future. Without further delay, let us warmly welcome Mr. Karthi S. Sir, it's over to you now.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Who is what? Yeah. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Karthi Arias. Yeah. They have already given me the formal introduction, but yeah, small introduction about me. I'm based out of Malaysia. I'm here as a regional IT business operation manager in TCS, and I have been here for almost 1.5 years. And first of all, thanks for inviting me here. I see this opportunity as to be one among future tech giants, entrepreneurs, and founders, and whatnot. All right, so this session, it feels like home. I'm back home. Like it's been 1.5 year here in Malaysia, right? So you guys have made me like I'm back home again. Talking to students has always been a pleasure, and thanks, Mr. Dr. Saramukuma sir and Dr. John sir and Greety ma'am for the coordinating this event and then this session, and thanks to BMC management as well. All right. So I normally don't prepare for any sessions, but since it is students, it's special for me. So I have prepared slides. I'll go ahead and share my screen. This will be just few slides. I have what I have done for this organization and what I have done with AI to reduce their optimized processes. Right. All right. So this one that I have worked in e-commerce platform. Before we get into this one, so I want to understand you guys are how much familiar with AI. Let's not talk about only slides, right? Like I'm not here to take lectures again that you guys are having daily sessions with your lecturers and teachers, right? So let's make this as an interactive session. And I have heard that BMG students will be intelligent asking questions. Yeah, someone raise hand. Want to say something? All right, I think that was a mistake. Fine. So, how familiar are you with AI and how foundational details that you have known about AI and what are the tools that you know? Can anyone tell that will help me to understand your level of understanding about AI? Anyone? Come on, guys. Let's make this interactive session. Say otherwise, I'll go through what I have prepared, and that will be less insight than what I intend to share. Because if you ask more, you'll get more insight from what I have already planned to share. Come on, anyone? First of all, am I heading? Yes, Madan Kumar. Please let me know if I'm audible. All right. So I'll go to the first slide, which is nothing but what we have been doing since with TCS client relationship, and from where we are and from where we are now, right? From where we are and where we are stand now. So I'll just take a few minutes to talk about my client and what I have done to them. So my client is none other than Motorola Solutions. You would have already seen walkie-talkies being used across all the militaries and police officers and traffic police. It's been day-to-day product that they have introduced into public safety and disaster recovery movements. And Motorola is one of the big largest company. They are contributing towards public safety and disaster recovery management and it's been decades and 3 decades, I guess, almost. And TCS has been part of Motorola from 2012. It's almost 2 decades, and we are marching towards 3 decades now. And we are already signed a contract to another decade extension as well. So we started as just support to Motorola as production support, and we have started introducing our brain into their landscapes to introduce and what is not there, what can be added to their organization to improve their value, what can be added to their day-to-day life to make their work more easier than what they are doing currently, right? So we started introducing business agile DevOps teams, and which is nothing but where development team and operations team come together, work together, and deliver things. I hope you all heard about DevOps. DevOps is nothing but development plus operation. Development is purely IT side. Operations is purely business side. Whenever they introduce new product or offers or new innovations in engineering thing happens at their organization, that has to be integrated with the IT solutions. That needs to happen simultaneously without affecting their current production environment, right? So that is where we emerged in 2012. We introduced DevOps teams to them, and we introduced DevOps model to them, and we accelerated with agile development, which is nothing but parallel development of both business and operation without interrupting their business models. Alongside, so this is all happening across all other companies as well. But what we value add to that company, Motorola Solutions, as it is, right? So we try to stabilize their core strength, core technology that they are using, which is nothing but an Oracle technology. So every platform that you see, they sell the product, right? That will have a one beautification in front, and but all other technologies will be correlated to some enterprise application, which is purely inside their organization as well. Like it is being paid, and then it is standardized for audit purposes. Let's say Oracle is one of the leading company, and we have SAP, and we have few more as well. So in Motorola, they are majorly into Oracle. SAP is here and there, but that is all not with Motorola. That they are with acquiring new companies, and we have been supporting that as well. So majorly, we have been focusing on Oracle. We have all 40 plus technologies in Oracle, along with 10 cloud applications, right? Oracle is being now moving into from on-prem to cloud. I hope you know what is on-prem and cloud, right? On-prem is nothing but one organization will have their own server. That server will host the application for within the organization, and they will be able to access the application within their server limit and within their network. It will not be accessible from the public. But cloud is nothing but it's wide open. The country-wise, region-wise data warehouses will be there, and they will be hosting the applications for their organizations. Let's say Oracle can have cloud for Motorola, as well as other company called Nokia, maybe other company called Samsung. They can have multiple cloud applications from one data center. That is where the cloud comes in. Now Motorola is moving towards cloud because they want to compete with the world. They want to reach that level of flexibility that they can have, not restricting their employees. They want to have the experience as well. So we have to improve our skills from our end as well. So we started introducing core stabilization, and we introduced frictionless experience of what ticketless experience could handle better for their day-to-day operations. So whenever we innovate something, let's say report automation or something that helps our business operation to improve their day-to-day operations, right? We always see as a mission first delivery model, which is MFDM. We call it as a short. So whatever solution we think, we think from the mission perspective, not from the man perspective. Let's say creating an order could be done as an automation as well, but someone has to sit and create order. That is both way that will work, but we always deliver as a mission first delivery model. That is being introduced as 2022 release, and whatever we have done is all mission first delivery model. And okay, we have done all these so much things, and what benefit that they are getting. That also they have to see from an organization and management perspective. So long they have been with us, and what are the insight that we have given to them. That is where we introduced business KPIs, key performance indicators. So which offer, let's say I take iPhone 13 as a example. So they introduced iPhone 13 in the India, but how much they have been selling in India, we have done to improve their selling in India or other states. What is the key business point that we are deriving here? That is what we introduced the business KPIs to help the business analyticals data point in given any point of time and given any point of minutes that they can literally go and check in the website that we have built. On top of this, we have been challenged with introduced intelligent business command our center, which is for SLTs. When I say SLTs, it is nothing but the director level, CEO level, CTO level of information, who they can overall bird view of their organization, how they can potentially see their landscape is working, right? From a data perspective, if I log into my system, I should not be seeing this is firing, that is firing, but I want to know how much other country is doing, whereas this country is doing. So this was a challenge that we took, and we built a business hour command center, which helped the CTO to look at the insight that from the business leadership that they have. Now we are into Gen AI solution. Now we, as in I was the one who developed the first AI solution into production from TC's standpoint, and we have been awarded as a first business group that got production level ready application for a Motorola, and I'm very happy to be end-to-end process owner, and I was the one who developed from scratch to end, and it's production now, it is live. And that is a small intro of what we have been doing with the Motorola. And now you know the criticality of application and what Motorola into, what we made them, believe that we can deliver, or we can, literally turn their business into upside down by giving the new features or new adaptation that we have in the world. All right, so far so good. Any doubts, any clarification, any terms that you want to ask? Anything that you see in the slide is not good, or something weird that you see in the slide? Come on, guys, anyone? Maybe I think if your eyes are in auditorium, maybe you can pass it to someone who can ask in the meeting. Otherwise, it will be like one-sided lecture again that you guys always been there, right? Saravanan sir, can we ask someone? John sir. All right, fine. So I go to the next slide. I'll take this as a no, and I see that you guys are understood this slide or understood the terminology that I have been talking. We'll go to the next one. All right. So let's take this AI as example. Whatever foundation model that you have seen in the public, right? Let's take ChatGPT, Claude, Meta, Llama, and then what else? DeepSeek. Last week, they shattered the entire US stock market. And if you take all these things, right, they have built different products and different layer of UI and different layer of output, different layer of reasoning models, different foundation models, different technologies, different tech stacks to be in fact, right. So all these, when it comes to enterprise application, let's when I say enterprise, it's nothing but the organization's level security wise, data privacy wise, there is no UI built in. It is all available as APIs. Majorly available enterprise models are OpenAI's 4.0 mini model, 3 model, 4 model, and Claude Sonnet 3.5 model. And we have other Bedrock model from Amazon AWS, and we have Llama model available in Oracle. But all these models come up with only APIs, which is application programming interface, right? Which you can use as a services, and then you'll be able to retrieve the information with a token that you have been given. You will not have any specific user interface to interact or given to the business for the organization data. So we took this as a problem statement, and we built an UI for them to utilize all the models capabilities. Let's take the ChatGPT application, right? That is one of the biggest applications that we see on this era, right? That has a lot of features now, but earlier it was not that. That Google search feature was introduced now, but we have done it even before that, and that was a one key major point that I have to highlight here, because we got appreciation for that. And we have introduced vector based search level intelligence. Let's say when it comes to operation for support operation or any TCS level client, they will have a standard operating procedure. Let's say even from your college perspective, to get admission there, you have to fill a certain form. That is a standard operating procedure. To get a train ticket, you have to fill certain form. That is standard operating procedure. So everything will have the same repetitive task that you have to do. Why we have to tell the user that you have to do this, instead of they could go and ask directly to any of the application, or in this era, we have a ChatGPT like application. We can train that SAP to feed into the model and create a impactful application like this. So I have mentioned here as 85 tickets. When I say tickets, we have been receiving tickets from across globes. So operations, how works in the enterprises, called like they have some issue which they are, when they try to create or book a order, they some issue they saw some issue like that, they cannot proceed with the booking of the order. So they will have to reach out to IDT. Why I am not able to book? I have been following the same steps that I have been followed yesterday. When you check as an IT professional, you know what happens in the background, because you know the entire logic of how it works. But from the business perspective, they don't know. So you have to think in a way how this will benefit business. Like you will be checking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 checklists before you giving the answer to the same. Hey, this customer has been inactive. They did not pay the invoice yesterday. I mean last order. But you have to. Why are you creating this order now? This you have to check and then tell them. Instead of you checking, you can give them the application that can check on behalf of you and tell them what is wrong when they book the order, right? Let's say you have an Amazon website where you have ordered a cash on delivery app, okay? Let's say iPhone. In that business model, without you paying anything, they will not deliver anything on the high demand value orders. But in Motorola, it is not like that. Even it is $1 million cost, they will deliver it because they have a loyal customer of federal police customers, and all of their customers are related to public safety. And it is critical for Motorola to deliver on-time devices, because last month also we had a tragic in the LA fire accident, right? We have been delivering, without payment as well. That is their key role. That is why Motorola has been into public safety so long. So in this case, we saw this opportunity and we took this as one of the major thing that they could help themselves. This is called self-helping. Instead of reaching out to someone who could help you, you can help yourself to identify what is wrong with your approach and what is told you is not working out. So that is one that the problem that we solved. Another problem is like when you take any multiple organizations, they will have layers of security. Let's say Amazon, that you order one particular item, which is not a specific site that you see. Your order is being placed, whatever number you see is a temporary number. Let's take that as a temporary number. And that goes to another system that has enterprise level, SOX level compliance. Against that dummy number, they will be creating an actual order, which will be transactionable for them, for whatever reason they have inside their business operation, right? Let's say you want a imported item that can be delivered from let's say Malaysia. They have to import it from here to India and then deliver to you in the Kerala, right? So import cost and this duty free cost and all these things are there that they have to manage inside the international transaction currency, which cannot be done with a SaaS application, but they have to have an enterprise application, which is nothing but Oracle. I'm not sure whether Amazon is using Oracle. I'm just using Amazon as your easy connectivity example. So here we are using Oracle. Oracle e-business, it is a key application here that we have been using for Motorola's e-commerce platform. Whenever you order an order in the Motorola site, that will give you as a dummy order number, and that goes back to enterprise application, which is Oracle vSuite. Using that dummy number, we will be creating an order, sales order, that will go through multiple business process of let's say hold process, let's say compliance process, export compliance is that if you are shipping from one country to another, let's say we have software enablement for device, that will have to go to a Wave portal where they will be validating whether this customer is legit customer to activate this license for year long. These things are connected to multiple systems. Now, I am as a order management user. I want to know whether this my customer, like I'm sales agent, right? Whether my customer is being paid their bill or not. Without I reach out to finance team, I will not be able to know whether they have been paying this, this bill or not. So that is why I will be creating ticket to finance team. To solve this problem, what we have done, we have bridged all the application into one. If you have a question about one particular customer or sales order, if you ask in my chat, this will connect to finance system and then fetch the relevant information for whatever you are asking. Let's say this customer XYZ, I want to know whether this customer is paid, what is the revenue for this customer. As a salesperson, I'm in front of customer, I want to sell the another product to them. But I want to know, instead of waiting for 1 day or 2 days, I can just chat and then get it done directly in the application. These are the 3 problems that we have addressed here. That was a success story point that we have covered in this application. All right, I think so far so good. You understood the problem. We understood the landscape of Motorola solutions and what we have been doing for public safety and then so on, right? So we know what we have done, what we had as a problem statement, and what is the solution that we addressed here. We built a UI, we created a vector store, and we connected multiple systems into one. This is the 3 system that we have built into one application, which benefits their business operation. All right, I'll go to the next slide. Okay. So what are the features that we are offering in this foundational capability application? Let's